Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, YouTube family. How you guys doing? Just gonna go ahead and wait for a couple more people to come into the live, and then we go from there. If you guys are watching this at a later date, guys, I'm doing a live two-way gun talk thing I always do, inform all the people out there in the two-way community. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My first person in the live, getting ready to go. How you doing? What's your name? Where you watching from? Welcome to Mr. Black Mamba 305 channel, guys. Welcome, welcome. How you guys doing? Who's in the chat? Who's in the chat? Let me see. Let me see. All right, give me 1 second. Let me go grab my laptop, guys. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Welcome, welcome again. Welcome to the live. Welcome. How you doing? How's everyone doing today? Welcome to the live, fam. I know the last time I did one of these, I prematurely. Welcome, welcome, welcome back, guys. Welcome, guys. Where you guys watching from? Talk to me. If it's your first time on the channel, welcome, guys. If you're returning, welcome back. Just getting set up real quick. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the live, guys. Sorry, I keep repeating, man. I'm still setting up, man. I'm still setting up. How's everybody doing? My apologies. I'm gonna be ready in a minute. But while you guys watching, man, where are you guys watching from? All right. We got like 10 people in the live today. You guys know that. Hey, what's up, Daniel? How you doing, man? I'm just setting up here so that I can see the comments while I'm doing this. So welcome to the live, guys. So normally I do a two-way gun talk. I started recently, maybe about a month or and a half ago. This is episode 13, not episode 12. So I'm gonna correct that when I go back to editing. But I normally do this like once a week, and I allow people to come in if they have any questions before I start the topic of the day. I go ahead and allow them to ask me any questions they want about the guns on the wall, about anything related to firearms. Just for the record, guys, this channel is definitely not promoting any violence whatsoever. We don't do that. We don't promote any kind of violence. You're not going to see any Glock switches here. You're not going to hear me promote any political anything when it comes to this segment, this vlog. I normally go live on political issues on different days, but today when it comes to firearm, it's just about the firearm and how it affects us in a positive way. If there's something negative that's going on in the community, I'm definitely going to talk about it. But here, we definitely not promoting any kind of violence. We're not promoting any kind of violence towards any political party, towards your enemies, towards anybody you might not like, nothing like that. It's all about gun safety, gun education, and that's all we seem to do around here. So if you guys wanted to support the channel, one of the best things you guys can do is like the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel, or share the video. That's the best thing. If you know someone out there that this topic today might be of some assistance to, then I definitely suggest forwarding that video to them so they can watch it and see and tell them where the video actually starts. This is the part of the video where I like to go out and say hi to people, see how everybody's doing. I know there's a lot of people here. They're not really talking, but you know, where are you watching from? What country you're watching from? What state? What county? I live in the state of Florida. Weather is changing. Weather's beautiful right now. What's the weather like where you're from? Talk to me, guys. Talk to me. Talk to me. You know what I mean? This is a very interactive channel. I like to talk with my subscribers and my viewers. So if you're gonna come in here and not talk, man, that's not my thing, man. I love having people talk. I love having people engage, ask questions, and that's kind of what I do on the channel. The channel is fairly young. I have almost 18,000 subscribers. I still think that's a fairly young channel. I'm still growing, and I'm gonna keep putting out content. I've not done a lot of firearm content, especially at the range, simply because I'm in school right now, getting another degree, and so I don't really have the time. But I try to make the time when I can do videos like this to educate people, and so I still try to keep in touch with everybody. So if you guys have any question before I get to the main topic, because once I get to the main topic, I'm not really going to answer any questions. But if you guys have any kind of questions whatsoever, you guys want to ask me about firearms, about any firearms that you consider purchasing or anything like that, go ahead in the comments, even after the video. Just put it in the comments, and if I can reach back out to you, I most definitely will. So today's topic, we're talking about from purchase to delivery. When you buy a firearm, whether it's your first time or, well, mostly for people with their first time, because normally a lot of people who already own firearms, they know how the process runs already. So that's what the topic's going to be on today. But like I said, I like to give 30 minutes of the time before I get to the main point. I like to hear what my audience is actually thinking. If they have any questions, if they want to talk to me about anything, then I like to take that time to kind of go back and forth with them. If they have any questions, they want to ask me about anything on the wall, they want to ask me about anything behind me, I most definitely be ready to give them some explanation or engage with them. And no, I cannot pick up any of the guns and hold it and show it to you guys. That's against YouTube policy. I can't handle any firearms on a live, so I'm not going to be able to do that. But if you guys want to ask me about anything that you guys see on the wall or whatever the case might be, then feel free to go ahead and do so. I always appreciate having everybody in the live. I like to do this. Somebody just asked me what's my favorite firearm and why. Honestly, it's kind of hard to tell what's my favorite firearm. I have so many of them. I have so many firearms, and a lot of them that I have I built. So that kind of, it's hard to have a favorite, because when you build something and it shoots well, all of them is your favorite. You know what I mean? But if I had to choose, man, this right here is a Ruger 1022 that I built. This one here also is another Ruger 1022 right here that I built. I built both of these, super accurate with CCI green tags. I can get a half an inch at 50 yards. So that's MOA all day with green tags, with the upper end ammo, half an inch at 50 yards all day long, like it's nothing. And like I said, when you build it yourself, you kind of have that attachment to it, so so somebody so somebody said, Okay, I'm not gonna repeat that, but uh, uh, develop it 152. I don't know what that means, but okay. So yeah, so the ones that I built myself from the ground up. This one right here, somebody gave me a 50th anniversary stock because they know that I love Ruger and they know I love the 22. So I built it around it. It has a 20-inch barrel, chrome line. Then I have I don't remember what optic I have on both of these, but this one is a Hogue stock, and both of them can shoot lights out at 100 yards and 50 yards with CCI green tags. I use CCI standard velocity a lot, which will give me about 3/4 MOA, but green tags can give me a 1/2 inch at 50 yards, and that's MOA for a 22. Out to the distance, man, still just as accurate. In distance meaning like 100, 120 yards, that's kind of the effective range I think for a 22 is. Yes, Iraqi veteran 8888 did a video years ago where he said something like, how accurate is a 10 20 a 22 out to 400 yards. So a 1022 can go out to 400 500 yards, but the wind is going to affect it a lot. It's not going to be super effective at hitting your target. I don't want to be standing there 400 yards getting hit by a 10 20 by a 22 caliber. But if you're a squirrel or a groundhog and you're going to get hit at that distance, yeah, it's not going to be a good day for you. But somebody else asked me. Oh, so I was answering what's my favorite weapon. I would have to definitely go with. I do like the Chris Vector. It's a pretty amazing firearm. I love the recoil in it. Feels like a 9 millimeter, well, like a 22/9 millimeter. Just a little bit of oomph. I love the design. I really do enjoy shooting that weapon, and I also have a SOCOM 16 CQB, which is in 308. That's my go-to. If shit hit the fan, that's what I'm grabbing. Because when you get touched, you're gonna get touched hard, and you're only gonna get touched once. I ain't got no time putting shots down range, third half a magazine just to tickle you. So I'm definitely it's my SOCOM 16 CQB and probably my Chris Vector and a bunch of my 1022s. So it's hard to say what's my favorite. Somebody else asked me, do I have a 50 BMG? No, I can't afford a 50 BMG. 6 7 grand just for a 50 BMG. I have no use for that. I have a 6.5 Creedmoor. I think I have 308 Win Mag, 308 Winchester. 50 BMG is kind of overkill. I would love to have one, but I don't have one. So if you want to donate one to the channel, that's greatly appreciated. Thank you. Is that 50 BM? So is that an SMG? Is what an SMG? Which one? Somebody said, so Big Pone Goro said the assault rifle left up is very nice. Which one? Left up, which one? Explain. Yeah, I'm definitely not into 50 BMG. Left and up. So this one right here, that one, white and black. White and black. Left up, white and black. All right, so it looks like white, but it's actually brown. That is a Palmetto State Armory lower and and a 10-inch is it, I can't remember. What's the famous 10.5 inch AR-15 company called? Somebody actually gave me a 10.5 inch upper and I just put a Palmetto State lower on it and then I just spray painted it. But yeah, that is a 5.56 right there. So definitely. So I was just, and then I was just experimenting with spray paint at the time. So I kind of just spray painted it, but it actually came out pretty good. I wish I could take it down and show it to you, but no, I can't really show it to you because YouTube policies, you can't really handle firearms on a live. So I can't really do it. I actually tried to do that for one of my subscribers once, and then they struck the video. So that's something I can't really do. But maybe one day I'll do a video on it and you can see. I have a video coming out tomorrow at 2 o'clock talking about an High Point 995 TS. The High Point is that pistol caliber carbine by High Point. I know a lot of you guys, shit on High Point, man, but High Point is the caliber pistol caliber carbine that they make. Sorry, the pistol caliber carbine that they make, the 995, is pretty amazing. So I made a video on it. It's coming out tomorrow. So if you want to subscribe to the channel and hit notification when I do new videos, you'll see it tomorrow. It's a pretty useful video right there. So definitely go check that out if you want to support the channel. And guys, if you want to support the channel too, you can definitely, like I said, support, subscribe, like the video, and you definitely can give a donation if you guys want to. Any donation given, guys, is just to buy ammunition and equipment. I don't use this to feed my family. YouTube don't pay me that much. I got to keep my 9 to 5. So the Pone Goro 80, it's illegal there to buy guns without a permit. You need a permit in a lot of states to carry a gun. Most states that you can have a firearm if it's in your vehicle and the magazine is out, and there's no round in the chamber. You can carry it like that in your glove compartment. I live in the state of Florida. I think they're trying to do no permit carry, but for now it is. So I have my firearm permit that I carry anytime I'm carrying my personal firearm on me. But yes, you do need a permit to carry in the state of Florida where I live. I don't know about a lot of other states. You can look into that. But to buy a firearm, yes, you have to show ID, and which is one of the points I'm going to talk about today. Like I said, the topic today is from purchase to delivery. And it depends on your state too. If you live in the state of California, New York, certain things you can't have. You can't have a gun with more than 10 rounds. So there's a lot of drawbacks depending on your state you live in. But yeah. Any other questions you guys have for me? I see somebody else says it's oh, I appreciate it. You said I did it pretty well. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Let me see. Drac 2913. How can you be a Christian and pro-gun? You Americans are lost. That's what he said. That's gonna be one of my topics, man. How can you be a Christian and pro-guns? God said he helps those who help themselves. You think that just because we're Christians, we're sheeps, and we should just sit down to the slaughter? That's not how it works, my friend. You do have the right to defend your life. Yes, you can put your life down for your brother, but unnecessarily, no. Yes, Christ's teaching are timeless and throughout time, but don't forget there were holy wars. There was a war in heaven that the angels and the Holy Spirit cast out demons, right? And what do you think demons come to this earth to do? They come to fight, and you're supposed to spiritually fight. And he didn't just say, hey, fight spiritually to protect the kingdom within you, but you do have to fight physically at times. Do you think that if I'm a Christian, right, I do believe in the Holy Spirit. I do believe in Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. 1000%, no doubt. There's no doubt that I have in my mind that Jesus Christ died on Calvary's cross for my sin. I don't doubt it, not even for a second. But I also don't doubt that if a man who comes to take my life, I'm not supposed to defend myself? Is that what you're saying? So Christians should just look at Christians in Nigeria that they get murdered on the daily. For what? Yes, they're dying as Christian, but what is the cause? Why are you killing Christians for no good reason? Do you think I'm just going to sit there like a sheep and eat? The only person I'm a sheep for is Jesus Christ. I am his sheep. He is my shepherd. And if he tells me to lay down my life, more than likely I will. I'm human, and I would be scared if the Holy Spirit said, die right now. It would be a hard thing for me. But at the same time, if I'm dying for Jesus Christ, okay, that's fine. If the Holy Spirit came down and asked me to give my life for him, more than likely I will. I will try my best to. As human beings, you probably wouldn't want to, because there's doubt and, there's the flesh. But I would want to put my life down for the Holy Spirit. Now, to put it down for a man who came to take my life, that's the problem. I'm not doing that. I'm not just going to hand my life over to someone and not fight for it. Now, whoever asked me that question, saying that I'm confused and I'm lost, if you're a Christian, right, would you give your life up for no reason? Unless it was for Jesus Christ if you're a Christian, or for Allah if you're a Muslim, or for Buddha if you're a Buddhist? Would you? No, you would not. I know you wouldn't. So how is it that I'm lost because I'm a 2A advocate? One of the first things I said in the beginning of the channel, we don't promote violence. Did I not say that in the chat? But if you just came into the live and you saw all the guns and you see my cross and you hear me that I'm a Christian, right? You would just make an assumption, which is what a lot of people do. A lot of people just make assumptions and they don't know what they're talking about. They see the guns, they hear me talk about certain things and say, "Oh, are you a Christian and you promote?" I didn't say I don't promote violence at all. Most people who are gun advocates don't promote violence at all. That is a fact. I'm not talking about people in the hood running around with switch and shooting up neighborhoods. I'm talking true gun advocates, people who care about the community and who really want to push the narrative of gun safety, being safe around firearms, introducing firearms to new people. Most of us don't promote violence at all, but we would deliver it to you if you ask for it. I promise you. We will deliver it to you if you ask for it, but we don't promote violence. I'm not a violent person. I don't promote violence, like I said in the beginning of the chat, not even a little bit. We don't do that. That's not what true gun advocates will never do that. Most of us are always advocating for peace because we know if we go that route, most of you guys can't keep up because we train all the time. I put thousands of rounds down range in practice just for fun. I wouldn't want to use that for against people who I know couldn't stand up for it. No. But will I use that to defend my family? Defend the homestead? As a Christian, do you think that as a Christian, I'm going to know that the bad guys come to my house and what did I do? Oh, no, go ahead and violate my daughter and my wife and kill my son. And because I'm a Christian, it doesn't work like that. It does not work. This is the misconception you guys have about Christianity. Now, let me ask you something. If you do know anything about Christ and his teachings, when Christ went into the markets and people were overcharging and readjusting scales and selling things above the price, what did he do in the markets? Did he not turn over the tables and rebuke them? Did he not turn over tables and rebuke? So everybody think that Jesus Christ is this sweet, soft guy who's just here to lift you up when you're down and pat you on the shoulder and say, yeah, listen, don't get it twisted about Jesus, man. He ain't nobody to play with. If Jesus Christ came tomorrow, he will be burning and rebuking people left and right. They'll be getting the backhand of Christ all day long. You best believe that. Trust me, he will rebuke the Vatican Church. He will rebuke Democrats for all the foolishness that they propagate among the people. So don't think that Jesus is this soft, super nice guy who's just going to come and he's everybody's friends and you're going to be, 5 different colors and you're going to be trans and you're going to be this and he's just going to be like, yeah, welcome. Yes, he's going to tell you, hey, you are welcome to the kingdom. Repent. But he ain't going to be open arms with everybody because not everybody is your friend just because you're a Christian. That's the misconception people have about Christianity. He's there for you. He will be there for you if you accept him into your heart and you want to come to his kingdom. But he ain't going to force you. The Bible says some of you guys are false. And when you guys come to him on the day of judgment, he's going to say, get thee away from you. I never knew you. Even though you spoke my name. You think Jesus is this, super nice guy you guys can call upon whenever you want to and then disrespect and swear on whenever you want to. And I'm a Christian just because I'm a Christian. I'm going to let you violate me? You must be dumb. This is not one Christian you're going to violate. And you can say whatever you want. I don't promote gun violence. And like I said in the beginning of the video, we don't promote violence. Education, right? But at the same time, you're going to get violated if you come over here thinking that you're going to assault my family or me. Nah. My God-given authority is to protect my family and myself. So if I find myself in a situation where I'm going to get violated, you best believe you're going to get violated. Fact. All right. Um, so the main point I try to make about that, somebody just said, reason why I rambled on a little bit. Somebody said that, oh, am I a Christian and I have all these guns? That has nothing to do with Christianity, my friend. All right. I don't promote violence. This is a tool to protect yourself. And we all have the right to protect ourselves. Plain and simple. I don't care what you guys say. You guys can believe whatever you guys want to believe. But you know, that's my belief on that. Nobody's sent here to be sheep. So unless you're the lamb. Christ is the lamb, unless you're a sheep and he's your shepherd. That's the only time I'm a sheep, baby. Other time, yeah, I will be a wolf for your ass. Don't play with me. All right. You might see us on YouTube here. Listen, some Christians, yes, they're going to give their life just like that. Other Christians, why would we? Let me tell you something. I saw a video a couple years ago where a mass shooter went into a church and took the life of many people while they were in church. And I'm pretty sure that, you know, they're in heaven with the Holy Spirit and with Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. But you best believe, man, when I go to church, like, I'm not trying to tell anybody how to do this, man. But when I go to church, so many mass shootings I've seen in church. You come into church and I'm there, that's going to be your ass, man. I'm telling you, that will be your ass. I'm not going to be a victim. Nah, they're not going to carry me. They're going to carry you. You come into a church and act stupid, you're going to leave in a body bag. Guarantee it. And most of those cowards that do stuff like that, once it's returned back to them, they're the first to run. I'm not running. I'm coming for you. You know what I mean? That's the spirit God put in me. You know, I don't have a spirit of fear. All right. So read the Bible, you know, so don't think that just because I'm saying we don't promote violence on this channel and we don't promote, you know, any kind of negativity. We always promote education for the two-way community. Trust me, the people in the two-way community, you guys should be lucky. We don't do foolishness. The real people who train every day and go to the range and know, you people should be lucky. People like me don't go ham. And we're not about that. We're here to educate and bring people to it and stay away from violence. Most of us are Christians. We're Christian folks who respect, you know, a firearm and what it can do. And as such, we want to educate people. And we're not promoting any kind of violence again. I'm going to reiterate that over and over and over. We don't do that on this channel. We promote safety and education as it pertains to firearm. Look what today's topic is. From purchase to delivery. We're not saying just go out there and buy a gun off the street. No, we're trying to look at the previous two-way gun talks. Every episode I've done is to promote to the two-way community in a positive way. And that's the only time we're going to do that. But if you're going to be a victim, I promise you, Christians, nah, pick up your arms and send these demons back to hell, man. Straight up. All right. All right. So here we go. Appreciate your green, man. You know, sometimes you gotta explain this to people. Like, just because you're a Christian don't mean that you're gonna turn the cheek. Like, come on now. And it doesn't apply physically. You're gonna turn the cheek to certain things. But if someone comes with a knife and he cuts you in the face, don't mean to turn the cheek a third time. I mean, grab that knife and stab him in his eyeball. That's what, like, don't play with people. Like, we don't play around here when it comes to certain things, man. Listen, shooter. What would Jesus do? I get that, okay? I'm pretty sure it pertains to certain things, but I'm pretty sure you're supposed to maintain your life. It's a gift. He gave you the gift of life so you can praise him every day, right? I'm not just going to give up my life to some idiot just because he wants to test me and see if I'm going to turn the cheek. That's stupid. You know, now when it pertains to certain things, meaning when you have to be the bigger person in an argument, that's what it means. It don't necessarily mean to physically turn the cheek. Sometimes it's a metaphor for other things. It means be the bigger person. Let certain things go. Let them have this. They might insult you and do certain things, but you don't insult them back. You don't try to get a hype off of them by demeaning them just so you can look better. That is what turning the cheek mean. A lot of people read these things and see and take it in a literal sense. You know, put down your life for Jesus. Yeah, as a Christian in a church where somebody comes to shoot it up, that's not putting down your life for Jesus. It's in a different form. Put down your worldly life for him. Give up the one that you have here. The drinking, the smoking, the drugs, fornication. Give up that life for a life of Christianity. That's what he's speaking of. Not give up your physical life unless he asks for it. But a lot of people read these things to be so literal and don't understand the true concept of what Christianity is about. I'm telling you, JC, Jesus Christ, ain't nobody to play with. He ain't gonna come down here and kiss babies all day long. He's gonna be backhanding people left and right. Stop playing with him, man. You guys think that he's just gonna come down here and and authorize all the bullshit you guys do? No, he's not gonna do that. He's not to be trifled with. The Bible says at some point in time, he's going to say, what? Be away from me. I don't know you, even though you professed in his name, because you don't truly believe in him with your heart. So anyways, anyway, guys, so I don't want to get, that should be another another video for another day, Christianity and guns. You know what I mean? I should make that's why I should change the topic too. We might as well on it. But again, guys, this channel is not, we don't promote any kind of violence. And if you guys like what you guys are watching, guys, I do this once a week, two-way gun talk. I have a couple more episodes. This is episode 13 and not 12. Look on my channel for the previous episodes. We talk about something important. If you guys want to definitely support the channel, like I said, like, subscribe, and share the video. Monetary donation is always welcome. That goes to camera equipment, ammo, that kind of stuff, so I can make content, so I can present to you. I have a video coming out. It should be uploading right now, talking about I.995TS. That's the high point, the pistol caliber carbine version. That's been out for a while. I get a lot of requests to do a review on it, and finally today I said, all right, after I finish studying, I'm going to do a review. I did a review on it, or pretty much like a talk session on it, and I just posted the video. It's coming out tomorrow at 2, so stay tuned for that video. When it comes out, that's some good information in there. If you're looking for a pistol caliber carbine that's pretty reliable, that's it's going to stand the test of time, that's well built, maybe not the most expensive, not the most aesthetically pleasing, but it's a workhorse, and it works. I've had mine now for maybe 13 years, and I've shot probably 600 rounds through it, and it's still going. The only time I clean it, I just put it in the swab in the barrel back and forth a couple of times, wipe it down, and it's still running. So anyways, all right, guys. So that's my first 30 minutes of talking to you guys. Yeah, man. Depone, appreciate you. Thank you very much, man. Sometimes, man, people like to come up on here and then just say things without knowing what what really goes on in the background. People talk about Christianity and think that everything that's said in the Bible to take it literally, when you know that it has other meanings behind it. So sometimes you got to school them, man. Can't just let them get away with no foolishness. All right, so today's topic, guys, we're going to talk about if you've already purchased a firearm, you should know the process. We're talking about legally purchasing a firearm, because what we say, we don't do anything illegal here. We don't promote violence, and we want to bring people closer to firearms. Firearms can be a devastating piece of tool. It can be used for destruction. It can be used to subjugate. It can be used to make people happy. It can be used for fun. It can be used for teaching. But we do all the positive things here. We're not here to tell you how to break the law, to put switches on Glocks, to turn your AR-15 in a fully automatic, which stuff like that. I know how to do, but that's not what we're here for. There's legal ways how to do that. They have the FRT triggers now where you can do it the right way, and they're completely legal. So we're not gonna promote any Glock switches. We're not gonna promote breaking any laws or anything. All right, so I know there's an ad coming up if you guys can see it. So if you guys want to just wait for that ad and watch it out or whatever the case might be, but I'm going to get started. Jason, appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. I have quite a lot more safe, full a lot of it behind me. This room is secured. The wall, the glass is wouldn't say bulletproof, but impact resistant. Then the safe is in here, so the door is metal and need a passcode to get in. So this is kind of like a safe room slash my office. So and with that said, we're gonna get started on today's topic. All right, so now, like I said before, guys, if you already purchased a firearm, this video is not necessarily for you, but if you want to watch it or if you want to pass this video on, and you can let them know that at the 36-minute markers when the true information start popping up, 36 and a half minute marker, that's when we start talking about what today's topic. All right, so now we're talking about purchasing a firearm. A lot of people, most people, when they're thinking about getting their first firearm, a lot of people think about going to a gun shop, gun store. A lot of those conferences are things that they have on the weekend where you go and purchase firearm. I live in Florida. We have them like twice a month sometime. Honestly, yes, you can find some good deals when you're gonna go purchase those. And purchasing a gun at those events is one thing, because a lot of time you meet people that are just selling firearm, hand to hand, and that is not the proper way how to do it, guys. Sometimes you can people just give people money and buy it. That's the illegal way of doing it. I don't recommend that at all. At other times, people that they have guns, sometimes you can actually if you are owner of a gun and you want to sell it to someone else, you can sell it through someone there that's already selling a firearm. You can go through an FFL with it, and sell your firearm through that route. But most of the places that go there and sell firearms, you can pretty much get it done the same way, because they're going to run your background, they're going to do the paperwork right there on the computer, and you can get it and go. That's the short version. If you want to get your gun the same day, just waiting a couple hours, that's the easiest and fastest way to do it. You're going to go, you look for the firearm that you like. If it's a reputable dealer, you're going to pick it out. You're going to say, yeah, I want this firearm. What they're going to do, they're going to take your driver's license. They're going to give you a form to fill out. You fill out that form to send to the federal government. They're going to send it in that day. The background check is going to run. If you're good to go, or if there's a delay, they'll tell you, hey, come pick it up at the store in a few days, or wait a couple hours, walk around, look at some more stuff, and then you can pick it up that same day. That's the quickest version. Another version, like I said before, the legal way, you can meet someone there, and at these gun shows, you can meet someone there. They're selling, and you exchange cash, they exchange a gun. I don't recommend that. That is another way. All right. Now the way that most people do it is if they go to a gun store, not like a convention where a bunch of companies are selling firearms. If they go to your local gun store, you have mostly mom and pops. You go there, they have firearms on the wall, they have them in the glass case. You go there, you see something you like, same process. Some of them you might have to come back in a day or two. Most of the times you can get the firearm the same day. Now, what I'm talking about now is me personally, guys, I do believe in supporting your local gun shop and gun stores, but the prices are going to be a little bit higher. So not saying I don't recommend it, and I don't recommend you guys giving the local business, mom and pop stores, but a lot of times for them to make a profit, guys, they have to raise up the price a little bit more. They'll carry one or two of a particular gun as opposed to buying the gun online, and they have multiple pieces of the same firearm. I mean, they have boxes of it they can sell. So you're going to get a little bit of a markup. The good thing is that you might get it that day. That's the good thing about it. And the drawback is that you might have to wait a few days. Another good thing about it is that you might get that gun in your hand the same day. You know what I mean? But for me personally, the excitement of buying a gun right then and there is kind of worn off, because I like to have more money in my pocket. A lot of times I'm looking for a firearm at a gun shop. I will see it and it says $649. And then I will literally, while I'm in the store, I'm looking at, different places that sell the same firearm. It's $489. You know what I mean? With only $19 for shipping and handling. And then you might have to send it to your FFL, for another $20. Still don't come up to $600. And you can still have money left over to buy 500 rounds of ammunition to shoot through it. So for me, what I'm going to advocate in this video is that you buy online. the excitement of going into a store and seeing the firearm, touching and holding it, and wanting to have it the same day. Yes, it's good, and I've done that many times, but trust me, you save more money when you buy online. So the first thing you want to do is go to your favorite firearm online dealer. When I'm looking for firearms, one of the first places I go, if you can, download an app called gundeals.com. There's an app for it, or you can go straight to the website. What they do is, if you're looking, it's an app where if you're looking for a particular firearm, it gives you different dealers that sell that firearms and the price that they sell it for, from the cheapest to highest. That's the first place I look, and it hasn't failed me in years. They pretty much show you from lowest to highest. Gundeals.com. Anybody know about gun deals? You can definitely verify that in the chat. That's the first thing I do. Or if you have a favorite website that you normally go, I think one that I always go to is Dalgadega. It's called Dalgadega or something like that. I don't remember the name off the tip of my head, but once I Google it, it pops right up on my search. They always have good deals. If you go to gundeals.com, there's so many companies, and it just depends on the time of year or what kind of rebate a certain company has. I would suggest, instead of just looking and seeing one, just look around. It's not going to kill you just to look around to different companies, look how much the shipping and handling is going to be. Some of them, you purchase the firearm, shipping and handling is free. Sometimes it's $20, $30, $40. And then you got to remember, once you purchase that firearm, it has to come to your FFL. It doesn't come straight to your house. So if this is your first time, guys, when you buy a firearm online, the firearm does not come straight to your house. It's going to go to an FFL. Keep that in mind. You're not getting that gun in your hand. So the wait is going to be even longer. All right, so now that you find your favorite website that you're going to go and purchase, whether it's Palmetto State Armory, Kentucky Gun Company, Dalgadega Knights, Classic Firearms. By the way, Classic Firearms, no. I'm going to tell you guys now. Do not buy anything from Classic Firearms. They're expensive, they're full of crap, and they're cheaters. You know, they have competition going on and on and on and on and on about winning this gun and winning that gun. They've never given out any guns. They're liars. All right. That's a whole nother topic about Classic Firearms I'm probably going to do. All right. So once you find your gun, you've shopped around the internet, you look at the different, shipping and handling fees, you compare it to as much other online companies as you can find, then you're going to order. The ordering process, so most of these companies, you have to subscribe to the company, the online company. You have to put your credit card information. So you have to be comfortable with putting your credit card information into their system. I've done it so long now. I know what companies I've purchased from in the past, and and I know which ones are reputable. But most of them are. If it's like a major dealer, Kentucky Gun Company, Classic Firearm, Palmetto State Armory, Dalgadega Knights, you know your company that you've seen all the time. Most of them are pretty reputable. All right. So you put your credit card information, you verify your information. Now, what they're going to do is, I think they're not going to run your background. You're going to make that purchase. You're going to confirm the purchase, pay whatever you have to pay. Like I said, some of them, they have no shipping and handling. You just pay the taxes. Some of them have shipping and handling from $19, $9 up to whatever the case might be. Now, once you do that, guys, it's a waiting thing. Now, the next thing you need to do, once you go to the website, they're going to ask you for an FFL close to your house. So you're going to have to put in your zip code of where you live and then pick an FFL that you're comfortable with. By me, there's about 5 FFLs or even more, but close to me, there are about 5 FFLs. One of them that I use, I go there all the time. I think the price is always like, $9.99 or something like that. And it barely goes up. I've gone there for years to pick up firearms. So you're just going to find the one that's cheapest to you and closest to you, and a combination of cheap and closeness. Right? Once you find that, you're going to put it in, and then you're going to tell them, hey, this is the FFL that I want the gun to be transferred to. Now, keep that in mind. You want to write that down, print it. I am Jamaican. Yeah. Don Fair, I am Jamaican. I just don't talk like that, but you are right. You hit it on. I'm Jamaican, but I've lived in the United States for half my life. So yeah. So once you figure out what FFL you want to send it to, that's where they're gonna actually send the firearm too, they're gonna ship it. And then just make sure, you can keep in contact with them to verify the purchase. You can call if you feel like, hey, I just want to verify that I made this purchase. This is a legitimate place. You can call them up and find out, hey, I made this purchase. Ask them when they ship the firearm. A lot of people, sometimes they take a week to ship it. Sometimes they take a couple of days. If you want to keep on top of them, I suggest, give them a day or so, call them, ask them if the firearm was shipped. Sometimes they will send you the tracking by email once it's shipped. But if you want them to really hurry up, you can always call them and say, hey, I made a purchase of a firearm. I just want to make sure the firearm has been shipped, and sometimes that will get them to speed up the process too, because you're showing interest. So once a firearm is shipped, it's going to be shipped to the FFL that you put into their system that you want them to ship it to. So once that firearm is shipped to the FFL, it's just a matter of wait time. And once you track that firearm using your UPS code or I don't know, whatever courier they use, then you just go and track it. If you know it's there, sometimes you want to give the FFL a few days. Sometimes they're busy, sometimes there's not. What I do when I see that it's been delivered, I will call them and say, hey, I'm picking. I have a firearm that was shipped to you guys. I see that it's here now. Just want to know if you guys are not that busy. Can I come in and pick it up? Sometimes they'll tell you, oh, we're swamped today. Can you come back tomorrow? Or yes, you can come in around 5 or 6 or whatever time they give you to come and pick it up. And literally, that's all you do. Once you get to the FFL, you don't just go there and pick up that firearm. All right. This is where you get your background check done. So you notice, like I didn't say your background check is going to be done online. No. If you go into a local store, they're going to do your background check right there. But remember I said, those are going to be a little bit more expensive, depending on the gun you want. If it's a lot of used gun that they have that are cheap, then, sometimes it's better off buying it from a FFL. But if you're going to buy some kind of new gun that's recently out within the past year and a half, 6 months, it's going to be a little bit cheaper online and not at your local mom and pop store or even at these gun shows. So once you get to the FFL, you're going to show up. You're going to say, hey, here, I'm here to pick up. My name is such and such. I'm Mr. Black Mamba 305. I'm here to pick up my firearm. It said it was delivered today. They're going to look for it. They're going to give you a form to fill out. And this form is to send to ATF, to the federal government. You're going to fill out that form. They're going to put it into the system. It's a wait period. Sometimes I've seen people go back in 10 minutes, it's ready. Sometimes it might take an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Sometimes it can take 30 minutes. It just depends on how fast the person's system is, depends on how fast they're processing it, and then you go from there. Now you're almost at the finishing line. So you're waiting, you're going to pay them whatever you agree to pay. Most of the time, they don't take payment from you until you come back, and they say you're good to go. You can pick up the firearm. Then you pay, and then you're out the door. And that is the process, guys. Plain and simple. So if you know anybody that's thinking about buying a firearm, guys, and they should watch this video, just let them know that the real part of the video started about 36 minutes in. We start talking about it. And then, until about 49 minutes, so just let them know, forward this video to them if they're thinking about buying a firearm. If you know a single mother or somebody who's never owned a firearm, who's thinking about it, and they're thinking about getting into the firearm industry, they want to purchase their first firearm, send this video to them, man. Let them do their research first, let them go online. And that is how simple, as simple how the process is. You go online, you go to different websites that sell firearms, you search around, you find a gun that you're looking for, search multiple websites, check out gundeals.com. They always give you from highest to lowest, depending on what gun you're looking for. And then they'll give you different companies and what prices that they sell. You click on the company for the price that you think is right for you, with the proper or the more feasible, taxes and transfer fee. And then you go to that website, you sign up to their website, purchase the gun. They send you a code, a tracking code. Then you're going to send it to a FFL, the FFL that you put in their system close to you. You're going to go, when it arrives at FFL, by tracking of that UPS code or whatever, then you're going to go there, pay the fee for having the gun transferred there. You're going to do a background check. You're going to take your firearm home. That was just pretty much a synopsis of how it is. And that's pretty much the process of it, man. And again, guys, like I said, that's what this channel is here for. We're here to educate and not to propagate any kind of violence or anything whatsoever. We're just here to educate the people in the 2A community. Or if you're thinking about joining the community, welcome. If this is the first video you watch or the first channel you come upon, I hope you got some useful information today. I hope I helped you out a lot. If you like the video that I made today, guys, go ahead, like, subscribe, share the video with someone who you think can use this information. And if you guys want to contribute to the channel, man, liking the video is the best thing you can do. Subscribing to the channel is even better. And you know what's even better than that? Giving a monetary donation. Oh yeah, give a monetary donation. That's the best thing you can do, because that helps me buy ammo so I can go to the range, shoot these guns, make videos, be more entertaining, buy newer guns, do reviews. Not only that, I'm not the type of guy that was gonna buy a gun and do a review. I'm gonna come into the live, put it here, and we talk about it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I want to do my channel. I'm not like everybody else. I'm not sponsored by anybody, so I'm saying it like it is. Like I said, guys, I have a video coming out tomorrow at 2 p.m. about I.995 TS. If you check out the channel, it should be premiering tomorrow too. If you guys want to support the channel, like I said, like, subscribe, share, give a donation monetarily. That'd be great. So before I end the live, guys, if you guys have any questions, anything you guys want to ask me, ML Lugu said, explain what the TF is a Glock V series. My brother, I am not necessarily a Glock fan. I think the Glock is one of the most plain handgun you can ever buy. Personally, I think that they're doing away with all the old models, and the V series is one that you can't attach a Glock switch to. I think that is the most what you should take away from that. They're just creating the gun where you can't attach a Glock switch. I think that's what's behind that. And I think this is just when this came up, this is just a way for Glock to promote themselves again, saying this is a new series of pistol, which I think is the same old series of pistols. I'm sorry. Glock doesn't want to innovate. Other companies come in and they have plain guns. They design their guns off Glock and surpass them. Canic is one of them. Stoger is another one of them. Smith & Wesson. Yes, Glock is the gold standard, but, for me, there's a lot of companies that have gone past Glock and have done a lot better than Glock. Glock needs to go sit down somewhere and stop selling people this pipe dream of, oh, this gun is so reliable. So is almost every other handgun. Technology have come a long way. Metallurgy's come a long way. 9mm ammunition have come a long way. Glock is that takes Glock as the king out of it now, because you have companies like CZ. One of my favorite pistols that I own is the CZ P10C. I feel like that is, you're getting 10 times the amount of pistol for less the cost of a Glock. The CZ P10C, the grip is nice. Now it's coming with a ported barrel. On all their models now, the P10Cs, optics cut. It's standard. The gun is accurate, low bore axis. The CZ's reputation it's been around forever. I think Smith & Wesson has surpassed Glock, in terms of the design, what's the term? The ergonomics. So many companies, man, have out even guns that are, that they're Glock. There's companies that make Glock clones that are doing better than Glock. The design that they're doing. So I'm not really into Glocks anymore. I have one Glock 19 Gen 5, and I only bought that because people were hyping how great a Glock is. I bought one and I was like, I carry it every now and then. It's a very simple pistol. Nothing special stands out to me. Before I buy a Glock, I would definitely recommend the CZ P10C. Now they have the comp version. I would go to Smith & Wesson 2.0 compact, or I would go Canic Mete series. There's so many guns I would recommend over Glock. It's not even funny. You can go to Platypus. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's pretty much a Glock clone that looked like a 2011. There's so many companies out there that are doing it better than Glock. I'm sorry, guys. I hate to sound like a Glock hater. I'm not a Glock hater because I own one and I do like it. I just feel like Glock need to give us more. They need to do better. They've been in the game for so long. Yes, sometimes when something's working, you should leave it alone. But with Glock, they need to step up their game. Stop charging me $500-$600 for like a Gen 1 pistol. It's the same generation. They all look the same with what? An additional slide on additional serration on the slide. I'm gonna pass on the Glock, man. Not really. No, I'm so sorry. All right. Any other questions? Last question. Do you recommend an AR-15 for security home invasion? My friend, I do. And the reason why I do recommend, honestly, yes and no. No, because I feel like you kind of want, if you're gonna have one handgun, I would suggest that if you're gonna have one firearm, I would suggest that it's a pistol. I honestly would. And like I just spoke about Glock, I wouldn't recommend a Glock. Well, I would recommend you can get a Glock if you want to. Whatever your preference is in terms of handgun. If you do your research and you want to get a Glock, a Smith & Wesson, a CZ, a Canic, whatever the case might be, I would probably go with a handgun first, simply because you can carry that handgun on your person when you go out in public. And you can put it in your glove compartment. And you can still use it as a home defense weapon. Not only that, they have different ammunition for 9mm that you can use that won't go through drywall, that will just dump their energy into the target and don't go any further. I believe that ammunition technology has come a long way, and I think the 9mm is probably best for home defense. 9mm, 40, 45, whatever the case might be. I think 9mm, like I said, they've been doing well so far. Sorry, guys. They've been doing well so far. I would go with a 9mm only because of the fact that it's more portable and you can use it outside your home for your family's protection. You can take it to church, like I said. And I know the people in the comments know what I meant by church because I just spoke about that earlier. For the guy in Chinese and Arabic, I don't understand what you guys are saying, but hi, welcome to the channel. And the other, now I said yes. I said no because a 9mm could do a more dual purpose, kind of as a home defense, outside defense, kind of on the range, kind of walking through the woods kind of thing. But yes, because if you have an AR-15 as a home defense, you also can take it in the field. If you're going camping, if you're going hunting, it's more versatile. You can reach out to longer, plus defend your homes. And yes, there's some ammunition from AR-15 that are meant to dump their weight in drywall and in the target, but more than likely it's going to go through that person and into something else you might not want it to go through. So that's the reason why I said no. But if I had to choose one, I would go 9mm, but I would also go 5.56 because it's more of a long range. I can go, more 600 yards. If I want to go reach out and touch something, it's more versatile. But I would want to say I would go with a 9mm handgun. But if you have like a short barrel rifle, like something like this was a 10.5 inch 5.56, with the right ammo for home defense, most definitely. So yeah, so that's my take on it. I don't know if I made any sense with that, if that made any sense. If not, maybe hit me up in a message and we'll talk about it different. Fast Furious Blanket says hi from Ukraine. Hi, welcome to the live. Appreciate you. Thank you for joining, man. I don't mind taking more questions, man. I'm here for you guys. If you guys want to ask me any questions, man. If you guys have any kind of question pertaining to firearms, go ahead and ask me, man. I'll give you guys maybe 10 more minutes and then I'm going to have to take off. But go ahead, man. If you have any questions, go ahead, man. But guys, I appreciate you guys staying in the live, man. A lot of people do lives and all they do is talk about foolishness. I'm not into that. If I do a live, I want to make sure and I came and I spew some information people can use, So if anybody have any questions, go ahead and hit me up, man. Let me know. They say how much for an AK? That just depends. It depends on where what kind of AK you're buying. If you guys If you're buying a top end AK, you're gonna pay more for it. If you're gonna buy something from Palmetto State Armory, you're gonna pay from what, about 800 to maybe 12, 1300. If you're gonna buy, I have a Saiga AK right here. This is made in Russia in the Ishmash factory. This is an original AK from Russia. This is gonna, if I sell this, I can get easily 1,500 starting, go up to 25, $3,000. Because it's an original Russian AK. We don't import Russian AKs anymore. And then this is a Polish Tonto AK-74. They don't make these anymore. I can get another $3,000 for this. I have one still in the box, and then I have this one that I spray painted. Pretty sure I can still get a good penny for that. This is a Saiga AK. This is in 54R. No, I'm sorry. This is a Vepr 54R, which is kind of AK variant. I can get another 2,500, $3,000 for this. This is in 54R. Devastating round, same round as the Mosin Nagant. I could probably get about $3,000 for that too. So it just depends on the type of AK and depend on the manufacturer. If you're from Century Arms AKs, they're not that expensive. Palmetto State Armory, they make pretty decent AKs, pretty aesthetic AKs. Just depends on where you're gonna look, guys. Let me see. A good home defense shotgun. Like I said, I think firearm technology has come a long way. Even companies on the lower end are still making good firearms compared to what was made, years ago. Like I said, metallurgy technology has come a long way. You can't go wrong with a Mossberg Maverick 88. That's a nice, decent home defense shotgun. If you go to your local mom and pop gun store, you can find a lot of used Remingtons. You just name it. Most shotguns are pretty reliable, man. If I'm gonna go, I have a semi-automatic and pump action shotgun, but a lot of companies, a lot of companies making the great shotguns now, man. To be honest with you, I have a Stoger M3000, which is a semi-automatic shotgun. Still use the inertia concept to it. I've been rocking that now for like 4 years, and it's been nothing but awesome. So check into the Stoger M3000. You know what I mean? If you want to go a little higher in the end, you can go with the Beretta. Beretta makes a semi-automatic shotgun. I can't remember the name of it off the tip of my head right now. But there's a lot of companies that make pretty decent shotguns, man. You can't go wrong with most shotguns nowadays. Kehi said first time tuning in. Thank you, man. We're pretty much wrapping it up, man. But we talk about everything gun related over here on this so not really a podcast, but kind of. You guys are the people I talk to and my audience. So I really don't care about being I want to grow my channel, but I like these intimate settings, man. I really wish I had more people tune in, but I love this intimate setting where I can answer questions and just go back and forth. So that's my thing. Favorite 9mm striker fire pistol. Favorite 9mm striker fire pistol, I'd have to go with my CZ P09. CZ P09. That is my favorite striker fire pistol. CZ P09, CZ P10C. Between those two. That's my favorite striker fire pistol. 1000%. And honorable mention, I'm gonna go with Beretta APX Centurion, which I have. So that's my favorite when it comes to striker fire. Robert 1 point says, have you shot who? Diria? I'm not quite sure what that is, my friend. I've never. Most of the somebody asked what you think about the Arthos S4 shotguns. Most of the Turknelli shotguns, they're pretty decent. I think it's a hit or miss. Some of them are on point, some of them are okay. I've seen mixed videos. I've shot some of them in real life. I've not owned any of these Turkish shotguns, but they seem like they're pretty well. I see TFB TV, they do a lot of Turknelli shotguns, and they've had some really good reviews on some of them. but I personally don't own one. Like I said, I have a Stoger M3000, I have a Remington, and I have a Maverick, a Mossberg Maverick 88. Yeah, so most definitely, Joey's Story, my CZPO9 is an amazing striker fire pistol. I think it is amazing. Low bore axis, two 19 round magazine, I think. 5.5-inch barrel, just an amazing shooter, man. I love that thing. I absolutely do love that. The CZ PO8, or is it PO8? CZ PO8, I think. That's also another nice striker fire, just a smaller version of the PO9, pretty much. And like I said, guys, most of those Turkish shotgun, depends on what you get, they're gonna be pretty decent. Most of the times you watch these channels with these big name guys, Colin Noor, Honest Outlaw, they're so used to shooting high end stuff. They talk down about a lot of these, these firearms from all these other companies, but I think these companies make great firearms. I think that they've been so spoiled with shooting like $5,000 2011s and Benelli M4s, and I think they low key talk down on a lot of these companies shotgun, and I think based on my experience with shooting a lot of them, they're pretty decent. You know what I mean? They're pretty decent for what we need to do. Joey, what Canik did you buy? I have the only Canik I own is the Canik Canik Rival, the Canik Rival Gray. I love that thing. It's a bit recoily, but the accuracy is top notch. The trigger is amazing. I love my Canik. I was thinking about getting the Canik Mete, especially the new one with the comp. It seems pretty good. Somebody did a review and they said it was kind of better than the CZP10C comp. So if they say it's better than the CZP10C comp, I definitely would jump on something like that. So if you guys are thinking about a firearm, hint, hint, the new Canik comp, I think the Canik Mete comp or something like that. Yeah. Brooks, CIDM FM, it's going pretty well. Thank you, man. Honestly, guys, I'm not really as you guys can tell, I'm more of a CZ fan. I'm a CZ Beretta fan. I'm not necessarily a HK. The Walter PDP I fired is very nice, and the PDP and the Canik SFX Rivals are kind of like distant cousins somewhat. They're kind of same trigger kind of, kind of thing. So but you definitely can't go wrong with a HK. Definitely can't go wrong with an HK or a Canik, man. So I definitely think either way, you're Gucci. You know what I mean? Either way, you're Gucci, man. Again, guys, if you guys want to support the channel, like, subscribe, share. Check out my video I'm putting out tomorrow on the I.995 PCC tomorrow. Definitely check that out. Support your boy. And if you guys want to support me, like I said, a donation is always welcome. Monetary donations always welcome. Always, it's just used for camera equipment. I'm using my phone currently. That's why it's not super clear, but I'm just using my phone. I don't have a camera. So, little by little, I want to build up the channel. So, I'm in school now, so it's not necessarily a priority, but I still trying to make time to make videos so I can, keep the channel going while I'm in school, because I don't want the channel to kind of like die down. So I still do stuff like this. And yeah. Joey says he's suppressing his CZ 9mm. I'm thinking about buying a couple of suppressors come January, because January suppressors are no longer an LFA item. So I am definitely looking forward to get 22 can, because I have a lot of 22s. I have a ton load of 22, guys. I love 22s and I have a lot of 22s. So I'm definitely looking to I'm sorry, I was looking at my computer, my laptop instead of the screen. I have a lot of 22s. So one of the first 22s I'm going to get is definitely a 22 can come January. And come January, the prices are going to go down, because now it's not an NFA item. It's not like one of these items that's out of your reach. Now you have more money. Well, now you're not paying that $200 on a tax stamp. Now you can get a suppressor. So the first thing I want to do for January as a Christmas gift to myself, I am buying a 22 can. The next thing I want to do is buy a 9mm can. So I want 2 cans. I know I put 3 up, but I want 2 cans. I want a 22 suppressor and I want a 9mm suppressor because I have so many things I can suppress it. And then obviously it's a 30 caliber can because I have AR-15s that are muzzled. This is a 22, this is a 22, this is a 20, this is a 9mm, this is a 9mm, all of which can be suppressed, plus other firearms that you don't see that I can suppress. Multiple handgun that I can suppress in 9mm and 22. So definitely hint on the donation, hint on the donation, hint on the donation, so I can definitely, and definitely once I buy those cans, I'm gonna do a review. Like I said, I've not bought a lot of guns recently because I'm in school full time right now in the medical field, so I'm kind of like on a budget, so I'm still kind of what I mean. Bills gotta come first, you know what I mean. So, but any money and any kind of any donation given to the channel is put in a separate thing that only goes to ammunition and stuff. So when I have all the ammunition built up in the firearm that I start buying later on, I can do the reviews for you guys. Yeah. Oh, my man said he owns a dead ear. I don't even know what to get. I don't really want to spend a crap load, a ton load of money on a suppressor because I want to get 2. So if you can, hold on. If you guys can tell me what's the best can I can buy at the lowest price, let me know. Put in the comments or send me a message. And that's what I want. I don't know a lot about suppressors. If I don't know about something, I'm not going to tell you I know about it. I don't know a lot about suppressors. I fired suppressors from people bringing it to the range. I've put it on my firearm and tried it. I've tried it on theirs, but I don't know about too much about cans. But I guarantee from January on, I'm going to know a lot about cans because I'm going to purchase a few. I might even buy a dedicated suppressor for a couple of these firearms. If the prices are not super expensive, if they have suppressors within $250, $300, I am going to have multiple cans per caliber. I might have 2 for a 22 suppressor, 1 for handguns and 1 for rifles, 17 HMR, 22, stuff like that, and a dedicated one for 9mm and a dedicated can. I actually want to have 1 dedicated can just for the Chris Vector. Literally, just for the Chris Vector. 1 dedicated can for the Chris Vector. That I know. So that's the 2 cans right there. A 22, 1 dedicated 9mm, and another one. And then I want to have maybe two cans, 1 for pistols because I have multiple 22 pistols, and 1 for rifles because I have multiple 22 rifles. This is a 22, this is a 22, and this is a 22. This is a 9mm, 9mm, 5.56, 22, 22. AK-74, Mosin Nagant, 5.56, and then I have 308s, and then 7.62 by 39, 9mm. This one is a 22. This one beside it right here is 9mm. This one 5.56, 308, 5.56. 54R, 7.62 by 39. It just goes on. I can go on and on and on and on and on with that. And then there's more all around the room. It just goes on. Problems, huh? I have problems like some people want. All right, so the dead here is something to look at. And what's the price range, though? What's the price range? That dead ear nomad. Okay. Like I said, I don't really know much about cans, but I'm willing to learn. Definitely willing to learn. All right, guys. With that said, we're gonna come to the end of the live, guys. Yeah, I got shit to do. Yeah, I can't stay here talking to you guys every day. I wish I could, but I got stuff to do. But with that said, guys, I do enjoy these lives, man. With these intimate crowds like this, man. No Diddy, I do enjoy like making videos like this. So guys, if you guys want to support me, like I told you guys, like, subscribe, and share the video. And if you guys want to give a monetary donation, that helps out the channel a lot. Most of your donation is not going to feed me and my family. It's going to pay for camera equipment, and that's if you can. Don't go out of your way to do it anyways. And with that said, guys, man, check. Like I said, I have a video coming out tomorrow too. That has to do with the pistol caliber carbine I.995. Check that out. A lot of people have been sending me videos to do a video on it, so I kind of had the time today, and I just did a quick review of it. So it's about, I don't know, 18 minutes long. There's a lot of information in there. So just go ahead and check that out. And with that said, guys, I'm gonna take off, man, and I appreciate you. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for subscribing in advance if you haven't, and thank you for subscribing if you're already subscribed. And just put the notification bell on, so when I drop more sweet videos like this, we can come back and chit chat again. With that said, guys, Mr. Black Mamba 305 signing out. One love, right? All right, guys. Yo, so whoever asked me that, thank you, appreciate it, man. Thank you, appreciate it, from Kenya. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, man. Thank you. Thank you to all my Kenyan brothers out there. All my African brothers. Thank you. Did you just say you are going to shoot people with them guns? You can't say shit like this. Who said that? Who said they're gonna shoot anybody with them? Who said that? Did I say that? I don't remember saying. Like, one thing I always promote on this channel is we don't promote violence at all. No, this is for fun. Unless you have to defend yourself. Yes. No, we don't promote that. Nobody said that. Nobody said that 1373. Who said that? Nobody said that. At least not that I saw. Who said that? The feds are coming. I don't give a damn. I'm not doing anything illegal, my friend. There's nothing illegal out here. The feds can come to my house and check if they want. What do you think I'm going to say? Oh, screw the feds. They can't come here. They can come and check. Everything is purchased by law. Everything has been run through their system. Everything I have on this wall has been through their system. Nothing I have here, it was gained illegally. I follow the rules, my friend. You know what I mean? But anyway, guys, with that said, why do I need them? Same reason women need 20 pair of shoes. Just because. Why do people, I have 3 motorcycles. Why do I need them? Because I like all 3 of them and I want to ride them. Why do I have 15 pairs of shoes? Because. How many pairs of shoes do you own? Do you need all of them? Pretty sure you don't. Because you probably wear the same shoes to the gym all the time, the same shoes to church you wear all the time, the same one shoes you wear to go out with your wife all the time. And you probably only need like 4 pairs, but people have 20 pairs. I have like 30, 40 pairs of shoes. Do I need them? No, but I want the variety. I love the form and fit. I love the design. I love seeing how people can create something new, from something old. I love the way how certain guns feel in my hand. I love how they shoot. I just love them because I do. Sometimes there's not really a complicated explanation as to why you love something or why you do something. You just do it because I'm wired different than you, or you're wired different than me. No, definitely they ain't vetting me, bro. You know what I mean? It's not bothering me. I'm just saying, But anyway, guys, Mr. Black Mamba 305 signing out. Peace. Thank you, guys.